Okay, well, good afternoon, everyone. For our second press conference of the day, we're joined by the world number 4, Sweden's Ludvig Åberg. Ludvig, you had a great performance, obviously, over the weekend in the Scottish Open. This is your debut in the Open Championship. How much are you looking forward to the challenge of a links test here with the world's best players?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be a cool week, a cool tournament. This being my first Open, I've never even been to one, so I'm trying to soak it all in now, Monday through Wednesday, and then come Thursday, be as ready as I can to play good golf.
And obviously, this is a place where your countryman Henrik Stenson had a great victory the last time the Open was here. How much of an inspiration is that for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I've said it a few times before. I think that day should be a national holiday in Sweden. It was a very cool day, and I vividly remember watching it with my friends. And it's cool to see what he's done for Swedish golf, and he's doing so. Obviously, that was the pinnacle of that. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you. Well, we'll take questions from the floor. If you raise your hand, we'll get a microphone to you. Yeah, we'll start in the back left here.
Seemed like yesterday your driver, for whatever reason, just kind of seemed, inaccurate. Was there anything in particular that maybe led to that?
Yeah, definitely. Over the last couple of weeks, I've had this. It's basically the same issue, and as a golfer, you're always going to have tendencies that you work towards, and it kind of progressed and got a little bit worse over the tournament. I'd say I got away with it a little bit more Friday and Saturday, but the tendencies were still there, and kind of like coming under it, behind it, flipping it, and it's not a very nice place to hit drivers from.
So I guess, you've had chances in majors, and some of them maybe, faded away a little bit on Sunday. Do you mainly not worry about that because you think this was just a little bit of the knee thing?
The knee thing?
Was it your knee you were saying that was bothering you?
No.
Oh, I thought you were... Okay, apologies. But
no, it was my swing.
Oh, my bad. But I guess then what do you attribute maybe to why, it's your first time through so many of these tournaments, but maybe 72 holes hasn't quite worked out?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm playing good golf. I'm working on the tendencies. I'm trying to score as well as I can, and sometimes you get away with a little bit more, and sometimes you get a little bit more exposed. I think yesterday was a good example of when I wasn't in the fairway. It was tough, and being better off the tee yesterday would have been a little bit easier, obviously to score a better score, but still felt like there was a lot of good things last week. And if you put it in a bigger perspective, I'm obviously very happy with a top 5 finish.
Okay, we'll go to the center here, please.
Ludvig, being European, is this the major that you would want to win the most?
It is the one that's closer to home, definitely, and it is the one that I've watched growing up a little bit more, a little bit closer. So I do feel that connection to the Open and to the UK, and I love being here. I love playing these tournaments, and really looking forward to it.
And just another question. I'm from Denmark. We have the Højgaards. How much would you want to win a major before those two guys?
Obviously Nikolai and Rasmus are good friends. They're very good players, and I wish them all the best in any golf tournament they play. But obviously, if I have to pick, I'd love to win it before them. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to the left-hand side. Craig, please.
Ludvig, I know that Sunday didn't go exactly the way you would have liked it to, but we could all see that you were, through your disappointment, you were happy for your friend, Bob, your Ryder Cup friend. Obviously, there's a lot of excitement around him in Scotland this week. Do you think he's got the game to go and contend and win this Open?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he won yesterday, so I definitely think he can win again. Fair play to Bob yesterday. He did it tremendously, and it's not easy going out and playing in front of a big crowd like that and perform, and he did that very well. So really happy for him and his family and his coaches about what he did yesterday, and obviously I think this week is going to be pretty special for him as well.
Okay, back left, please.
Ludvig, how do you go about fixing this tendency that you're working on while you're playing in the wind, competing at majors, doing all the stuff you can't just go to a range, for instance? How do you work through that? How do you solve that problem?
Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, me and my coach, we use the term of brushing your teeth. You do it every day, and you're trying to work on it a little bit, so you don't get too far off on one side or the other. So that's what we're trying to do. Monday through Wednesday, you got a little bit more time, and And then obviously during the tournament days, you do that as well. So it's not like, you know, I'm reinventing the swing or anything like that. It's the same tendencies I've had for a long time. So you just need a little bit of a push in the right direction, and that's the case.
Okay, John at the front here.
Ludvig, you've seen a bit of Brian Harman lately. What is it about his game that strikes you?
Brian Harman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a good player, defending champion, and I think his style of golf fits these golf courses. He's very easy. He plays very uncomplicated golf, and obviously when he's playing well, he's putting very well. So yeah, I haven't played too many tournament rounds with him, so I can't speak too much about that. But what I've seen, that would be the case. Yeah.
Okay, Martin, back right.
Ludvig, another question on Bob, if that's okay. I mean, you other Ryder Cup teammates, how much confidence did you both take from that week in Rome, and what did you learn about Bob as a person and a player?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really speak for Bob too much on that, I guess. I can only speak for myself, but I took away a lot from that week. I thought it was very cool to be in that situation, be around those players and persons, or the people that I've watched on TV for a very long time. And I think Bob would feel the same way, that being in that environment around better players makes you better. And he performed very well in Rome, and it definitely helped him and me, I would guess, a lot going forward.
Okay, the right-hand side, number one here.
This year, as a fully fledged professional, as mentioned, this is your first Open. Have you been able to take stock at any time and pause about what you've been able to achieve in this first year to get to being world number 4?
I think I will do that in a little bit. Right now, you're just so into it, going from tournament to tournament and trying to play as well as you can. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun these last 12 months, 13 months, and I'm very fortunate to have had a lot of those experiences. And ultimately, I'm just trying to play good golf and trying to have fun with me and my team and my coaches and whatnot. So it's cool, and hopefully we'll have many, many more years to come.
Next question here, please.
Hi, Ludvig. Just to go back to your final rounds and you maybe not just getting it done. Aside from the actual golf you've played, what have you learned about yourself in those situations when you're going into the final round? And
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've learned a lot that I like being in this situation. I think that's the main thing. I try not to shy away from it. In football, you talk a lot about wanting the ball, and that's what I try to tell myself, and that's what I want to do. I enjoy the pressure. I think that's what you want. That's why you play and practice all these hours. And to be in that situation, it's just cool. It's fun to see the people around enjoying watching golf and then enjoying watching you play. And ultimately, that's why you play golf.
just to follow that, they say you often learn more from defeats than you learn from victories. So would you say you'd learned a lot from some of those near misses?
I think so. I mean, anytime you are in that situation, you discover things about yourself, whether that's emotions that shows up or anything that shows up really that you can take away. And I've been fortunate to have had a few of those experiences over the last couple of months, and I think anytime you are that, it just gets easier, really.
Okay, the back of the room there, number 4.
Hi, Ludvig. Just looking ahead in a couple of weeks' time, obviously we've got the Olympics coming up as well. Where do you rank that in terms of, how high it is on your schedule and how much it would mean for you to win representing your country in France?
Yeah, I think the feeling of representing your country is very difficult to compare with. It's a different dynamic, and I've been fortunate to represent Sweden in my amateur days. And so this will be the first time in a while that I get to do it again, and putting on some blue and yellow clothes is not the colors that I normally wear, but it'll be cool to do that in Paris. And yeah, obviously really looking forward to it. And I think just the pride that comes with it will be very, very cool.
And does the fact that obviously you will blue and yellow at the Ryder Cup just bring a little bit extra to it as well?
I think so, yeah. A lot of those clothes that we had in Rome were actually reminding me of Sweden, so that was cool.
Okay, and back to the center here.
Ludvig, do you think that the media and some people have too high expectations for you? You've only been out here for a year.
I'm always, I can't really speak for other people. I can only speak for myself, and I'm always going to have high expectations because I know what I can do and I know my abilities. And then I guess it's up to other people to say and think what they want. That's not really my place to say anything about. But yeah, obviously, I'm always going to have high expectations of myself.
Okay, well, Ludvig, thank you for joining us and best of luck this week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.